The story opens with Ada standing in a 5-star hotel suite, her hands trembling as she stares at the positive pregnancy test. The bathroom is marble and gold, mocking her with its luxury. 6 weeks pregnant. She knows exactly when it happened. That night Chief Emeka was too drunk to use protection and she was too tired to fight him on it. Her phone rings, shattering the silence. It's him. She stares at his name on the screen, her chest tightening. She answers, forcing her voice to steady, the voice she uses when she needs to be whoever they want her to be. Chief, we need to talk. Now. He laughs, that condescending laugh she's heard 100 times, the one that makes her skin crawl. Ada, my dear, my wife is hosting a fundraiser tonight. Whatever water you want to bring, it can wait until tomorrow. His voice is light, dismissive, like she's a child interrupting adult business. She closes her eyes, gripping the sink until her knuckles go white. It can't wait. Then make it quick, he snaps, irritation creeping in. She opens her mouth, but the words stick in her throat. How do you tell a man who sees you as property that you're carrying his child? Before she can speak, she hears voices in the background, his wife calling him, and he cuts her off. I'll call you back. The line goes dead. She stares at her reflection, at the expensive makeup, the Brazilian hair, the designer dress he bought her. She looks like success. She feels like she's drowning. The door to the suite crashes open and Blessing, her roommate and fellow sex worker, bursts through, mascara running in thick black rivers down her face. Her whole body is shaking. They found Chioma. Ada's heart stops. What? She's dead, Ada. That man, the one from the club last week, the one she went with to that hotel in Ikeja, he killed her. Blessing collapses onto the bed, sobbing into her hands. They said he beat her. Said she tried to steal from him. The police don't care. They are calling it a robbery gone wrong, but we know. We all know what happened. Ada's legs give out. She sinks to the floor, the pregnancy test still clutched in her hand. Chioma. Sweet, 23-year-old Chioma who wanted to save enough money to go to nursing school. Who braided Ada's hair and made them all laugh with her terrible jokes. Dead. Her body dumped in a gutter like trash. That could have been her. That could have been any of them. One wrong client, one bad night, and everything ends. Blessing looks up, her eyes wild with fear and rage. What are we doing, Ada? What the hell are we doing with our lives? Ada stares at the positive test in her hand, then at her friend's devastated face. A decision crystallizes in that moment, sharp and clear. She can't do this anymore. She won't. She's going to get out, whatever it takes. But first, she needs to survive long enough to make it happen. If you're already hooked and want to see how this unfolds, smash that subscribe button right now because this story gets wild. 3 months earlier, Ada is introduced in her element. She's beautiful, strategic, 26 years old, and tired. She works the upscale hotels in Victoria Island, Lagos, targeting wealthy men who pay premium prices. Unlike the other girls, she saves every naira. Her goal is singular, save 2 million naira, leave Lagos, and start a catering business in her hometown. She's been doing this for 4 years, ever since her uncle threw her out after her parents died. The shame, the secrecy, the constant performance of desire for men she despises, it's all temporary. Or so she tells herself. Her closest friend is Blessing, bubbly and reckless, who spends her money as fast as she makes it on wigs, bags, and sponsoring her boyfriend. They live together in a modest flat in Suraleh. Blessing teases Ada constantly. You too serious, babe. Life's small. Enjoy the money. But Ada can't. Every time she looks at her bank account climbing toward her goal, she sees freedom. Chief Emeka becomes a regular. He calls Ada 3 times a week, sometimes just to talk, sometimes for sex, always to feel powerful. After a month, he makes her an offer. They're in his car, a black Range Rover with tinted windows, parked outside her flat. I want you to be exclusive to me, he says, not looking at her. No other clients. I'll pay you 70,000 naira every week, whether I see you or not. Just be available when I call. 70,000 naira a week is 280,000 a month. It's more than she makes juggling multiple clients, with less risk, less exposure. She should be happy. Instead, she feels a cage closing around her. What if I want to stop? She asks carefully. He finally looks at her, and his eyes are cold. Then you stop getting paid. But Ada, girls like you don't stop. You need this money. So you say yes. He's right and they both know it. She nods. Okay. Exclusive. He smiles, satisfied, and hands her an envelope with the first payment. As she walks into her building, she feels like she just sold more than her time. She sold her last bit of control. But the money is good. Too good. For 3 months, she plays her role perfectly. Chief Emeka treats her like a pet he's proud of. He buys her things, jewelry, clothes, shoes she'll never wear outside their encounters. He talks endlessly about his political ambitions, his rivals, his plans. He tells her things he shouldn't, careless with secrets because to him, she's not real enough to matter. She learns about the bribes he takes, the contracts he rigs, the people he's crushed to get where he is. He talks about his wife with contempt, his children like their obligations, not people. She nods and smiles and fires it all away in her mind, not knowing yet that this information will become her weapon. One night, he takes her to a party. Not a hotel room, but a real party at a mansion in Banana Island. She's terrified. These aren't anonymous hotel clients. These are society people, the kind who appear in newspapers and on TV. You'll be fine, Chief assures her in the car. Just be quiet, look beautiful, and let me do the talking. The mansion is obscene in its wealth. Marble everywhere, gold fixtures, a chandelier that probably cost more than everything Ada has saved. Women in designer gowns drink champagne and laugh too loud. Men in traditional attire and expensive watches talk business. Ada is introduced as Chief's friend. The women's eyes rake over her, assessing, judging, knowing exactly what kind of friend she is. Their smiles are sharp. The men's gazes linger too long. She wants to disappear. She escapes to the pool area, needing air, needing to breathe. That's when she sees him. He's standing alone by the infinity pool, looking out at the Lagos skyline, a glass of whiskey in his hand. He's tall, dark-skinned, handsome in a quiet way that doesn't demand attention. He's wearing a simple black kaftan, no flashy jewelry, no performance. He looks as uncomfortable as she feels. As if sensing her gaze, he turns. Their eyes meet. He smiles, and it's different from every smile she's received tonight. It's genuine. You look like you'd rather be anywhere else, he says, walking over. His voice is warm, with a slight British accent. Ada laughs despite herself. That's obvious. Only to someone who feels the same way, he admits. I'm Chidi. Ada. They shake hands. His grip is firm but gentle. They start talking and it flows easily, naturally. He tells her he's a civil engineer, just returned from London after his father passed away 6 months ago. He's settling the estate, figuring out his next steps. He's not supposed to be at this party, his cousin dragged him, insisting he needs to network. He hates networking. What do you do? He asks. The question she's been dreading. She's prepared for this. Marketing consultant, she lies smoothly. Helping businesses with their brand strategy. He nods, interested. That sounds fascinating. The way brands tell their stories, how they position themselves, it's almost like psychology. They talk about perception versus reality, about the masks people wear. The irony isn't lost on Ada. She's the biggest mask wearer here. But with Chidi, for these stolen minutes, she almost forgets. He's easy to talk to, doesn't interrupt her, actually listens. He asks her opinion and waits for her answer. It's intoxicating in a way champagne never is. Then Chief Emeka appears, drunk and possessive. Ada, there you are. He slides his arm around her waist, too tight, marking his territory. He looks at Chidi with the casual arrogance of a man who's used to owning things. "This is my good friend," he says, the emphasis on friend making it clear what he means. Chidi's expression shifts. She watches understanding dawn in his eyes, the expensive dress, the older man's possessive grip, the carefully crafted lie about her job. His smile falters. "Nice to meet you both," he says politely, stepping back. "Enjoy your evening." He walks away, and Ada watches him go, something in her chest cracking. Chief pulls her inside, already ranting about some politician who slighted him, not noticing she's not listening. She's thinking about Chidi's eyes, the disappointment in them, the door that closed before it could open. The next day, she's surprised when her phone buzzes with a message from an unknown number. "Hi Ada, this is Chidi from last night. I know things are complicated, but I'd like to see you again. Coffee?" No pressure. Her heart races. She should ignore it. Nothing good can come from this. But her fingers type back before her brain can stop them. Coffee sounds nice. They meet at a small cafe in Lekki, far from the hotels where she works, far from anywhere Chief might see. Chidi is already there when she arrives, 2 cups of coffee on the table. He stands when he sees her, that same genuine smile. "I wasn't sure you'd come," he admits. "I wasn't sure I would either," she says honestly. They sit. The conversation picks up like they never stopped. He tells her about his work, about a housing project he's designing for middle-income families. His eyes light up when he talks about creating spaces where people can build lives, build futures. She tells him about food, about recipes her mother taught her before she died, about her dream of opening a restaurant one day. It's the closest to the truth she's been with anyone in years. The marketing consultant lie sits between them, but everything else is real, her passion, her dreams, her laughter. "When did your mother pass?" he asks gently. 8 years ago. Car accident. My father died 6 months later. Heart attack, but really I think it was heartbreak. "I'm sorry," Chidi says, and he means it. "Losing my father this year, it changes you. Makes you realize how short life is, how much time we waste on things that don't matter." They talk until the cafe closes, until the staff start stacking chairs. As they walk to her Uber, Chidi touches her arm. "Can I see you again?" Every alarm in her head is screaming no. But she hears herself say, yes. They start seeing each other in secret. Stolen afternoons when Chief is busy with campaign events, early morning coffee before Chidi goes to work sites, late night phone calls that stretch into dawn. Ada is living a double life and the lines are blurring. With Chief, she's Ada the mistress, compliant, sexy, agreeable. With Chidi, she's becoming someone else, someone softer, someone who laughs at bad jokes and talks about dreams. Someone who hopes. It's exhausting and exhilarating and completely unsustainable. Blessing notices immediately. "Ada, you're glowing. You've met someone." They're in their flat, Blessing painting her nails bright red, Ada staring at her phone waiting for Chidi's text. "It's nothing," Ada says, but she can't stop smiling. "It's not nothing," Blessing says, her voice turning serious. "Listen to me carefully. Whatever this is, whoever this man is, he cannot know what you do. Men like to play savior until they realize you're not a damsel in distress, you're a woman who's been surviving. Then they run. This is different," Ada protests. "He's different." "They all think they're different," Blessing says sadly. "And maybe he is. But Ada, men don't marry girls like us. They sleep with us, they fall in love with us, some even genuinely care. But marry. Bring us home to their mothers. Let us be the mothers of their children. No. We're the secret, not the price. Don't fool yourself." Ada wants to argue, but she knows Blessing is right. She's seen it herself, heard the stories. The girl who dated the banker for 3 years before he married someone from his village. The girl who thought her businessman loved her until his family arranged his wedding. The girl who had his child and got nothing but hush money. Sex workers don't get happy endings. They get paid. But Ada can't help herself. Chidi makes her feel human. When he looks at her, he sees her, not just her body. When he talks to her, he treats her opinion like it matters. When he touches her, it's gentle, asking permission, making sure she's okay. She's falling in love with him and it terrifies her more than any violent client ever could. 2 months in, Chidi asks to meet her family. They're at his apartment in Ikoyi, a modest place that's still nicer than anywhere she's ever lived. She's in his t-shirt, her legs curled under her on his couch, her hair in a simple ponytail. No makeup, no performance. He's cooking jollof rice, insisting his mother's recipe is better than anything she's ever tasted. The domesticity of it makes her chest ache. So when can I meet your people? He asks casually, stirring the pot. Your aunts, uncles, siblings. Her stomach drops. I don't have any family, she says carefully. I told you, my parents died. I was raised by my uncle but we don't speak anymore. What happened? She's prepared a story for this too. He wanted me to marry someone I didn't love. When I refused, he threw me out. We haven't spoken since. It's close enough to the truth. Her uncle did try to marry her off after her parents died, to his 50-year-old friend who already had 2 wives. When she refused and threatened to report him, he threw her out with nothing. At 18, alone in Lagos with no money and no connections, she did what she had to do to survive. But she can't tell Chidi that. Chidi turns from the stove, his face concerned. I'm sorry. That must have been incredibly hard. I survived, she says, and the word tastes bitter. But I'd love to meet your family, she adds, changing the subject. Your mother sounds amazing from everything you've said. She is, Chidi smiles. Strong, stubborn, brilliant. She's been on my case about settling down, giving her grandchildren. She's going to love you. The words send a thrill and a terror through her. His mother. Meeting his family. This is getting real, too real. I'm not sure I'm ready for that, she says carefully. His smile fades. Why not? Ada, we've been seeing each other for 2 months. I'm serious about you. I'm falling in love with you. I want you to meet my mother, my sisters. I want them to know the woman who's stolen my heart. Falling in love with you. The word she's been desperate to hear and desperate to avoid. I just need more time, she says, her voice small. He studies her, confusion and hurt crossing his face. Is there something you're not telling me? Are you seeing someone else? No, she says quickly. It's not technically a lie. What she does with Chief isn't seeing someone. It's work. But the guilt sits heavy in her chest. Then what is it? He presses. Why does it feel like you're holding back? Like you're here but not fully here. Because I'm not fully here, she wants to scream. Because half of me is performing for rich men in hotel rooms. Because I'm lying to you every single day. Because if you knew the truth, you'd look at me the way everyone else does, with disgust or pity or that horrible combination of both. I'm just scared, she says instead, and that at least is completely true. Scared of what? Of this being too good to be true? Of losing it? Of not being enough? He crosses the room, kneels in front of her, takes her hands. Ada, you are more than enough. You're smart, you're beautiful, you're resilient. Whatever you've been through, whatever you're afraid of, we can face it together. Just let me in. She wants to. God, she wants to. But the gap between who he thinks she is and who she really is feels like an ocean. Okay, she whispers. I'll try. He kisses her, soft and sweet, and she tries not to think about how Chief kissed her yesterday, rough and entitled. She tries not to think about the fact that she's betraying Chidi every time she answers Chief's calls. She tries not to think about how this will end, because it will end. It has to. But for now, in this moment, she lets herself pretend this is her real life. Then Chioma dies. Murdered by a client who thought she stole from him. The news tears through their community like wildfire. Blessing comes home hysterical. The police don't care. Sex workers die all the time. No investigation, no justice. Just another girl gone. Blessing sobs into Ada's shoulder. We are next. Any of us could be next. Ada holds her friend and realizes Blessing is right. This life will kill her, one way or another. She's at 1.8 million naira. So close. But not close enough. And now she's pregnant. She takes the test 3 times. All positive. Chief Emeka is the father, the timing is unmistakable. She calls him. He dismisses her. She's disposable to him, always has been. Rage floods her. 4 years of degradation, of sacrificing her dignity, and this is how it ends. She remembers the things he's told her. The corruption. The scandals. She starts recording their conversations. Building evidence. If he won't help her, fine. But he'll pay. Meanwhile, Chidi proposes. He takes her to a beach at sunset, gets on one knee, tells her she's the most incredible woman he's ever met. She stares at the ring, at his hopeful face, and wants to scream. She says yes. Because she's a coward. Because she wants this life so badly she can taste it. Because maybe, just maybe, she can bury her past and become someone new. But the past doesn't bury easily. Blessing, desperate for money after Chioma's death, makes a reckless decision. She blackmails one of her clients. He retaliates. 2 men show up at their flat looking for Blessing. Ada is home alone. They grab her, thinking she's involved. They beat her, demanding to know where Blessing is. She doesn't know, Blessing has been staying with her boyfriend. They don't believe her. One of them pulls a knife. She's going to die. She knows it. The door crashes open. Chidi. He followed her after she cancelled their date with a flimsy excuse, worried something was wrong. He fights them. One man runs. The other pulls a gun. A shot rings out. Chidi goes down. Ada screams. The man flees. She cradles Chidi's bleeding body, sobbing, begging him not to die. The ambulance comes. At the hospital, while Chidi is in surgery, his mother arrives. She's cold, suspicious. Who are you, really? Why would men come after you? The walls are closing in. Chidi survives. The bullet missed anything vital. But as he recovers, he starts asking questions. Real questions. Blessing, racked with guilt, confesses everything to Chidi's family, thinking honesty will help. It doesn't. Chidi's mother confronts Ada at the hospital. You're a prostitute. You've been lying to my son? The engagement is over. Chidi, still weak, looks at Ada. Is it true? She can't speak. Her silence is answer enough. He closes his eyes. Get out. She tries to explain. He won't listen. His mother calls security. Ada is escorted out, humiliated, destroyed. She returns to their flat. Blessing is gone, fled Lagos entirely. Ada is alone. The pregnancy. The lost engagement. The violence. It's all too much. She considers ending it. The pregnancy, maybe even herself. She's standing on the edge, metaphorically and literally, on the balcony of their 3rd floor flat, when her phone rings. It's an unknown number. A woman's voice. Is this Ada? I'm Chidi's sister, Ngozi. We need to talk. They meet. Ngozi is nothing like Chidi's mother. She's sharp, worldly, a lawyer. She looks at Ada with pity but also respect. My brother is heartbroken. My mother is furious. But I've lived in Lagos long enough to know survival looks different for everyone. Why did you do it? Ada tells her everything. The death of her parents, the uncle's abuse, the desperation, the plan to escape. And the pregnancy. Ngozi listens. Finally, she says, you have two choices. Disappear, have this baby alone, and let Chidi hate you forever. Or fight. Show him and my family that you're more than your worst decisions. But how? Ngozi helps her strategize. First, deal with Chief Emeka. Ngozi connects Ada with an investigative journalist. Ada hands over the recordings, the evidence of corruption. The story breaks. Chief Emeka's campaign implodes. He's arrested. In a rage, he sends people after Ada. But this time, she's ready. Ngozi has moved her to a safe house. Chief's men find nothing. With Chief neutralized and some money from selling her story, Ada has a choice about the pregnancy. After agonizing, she decides to keep it. Not for Chief, not even for Chidi, but because after years of selling her body, this is the first thing that's truly hers. She writes Chidi a letter. Not excuses, just truth. She explains everything, the trauma, the survival, the lies, the love that was real even when nothing else was. She tells him about the baby. She doesn't ask him to forgive her or take her back. She just wants him to understand. She sends it through Ngozi. Then she leaves Lagos. 6 months pass. Ada is in her hometown, living quietly. She started her catering business with her savings. She's 7 months pregnant. Her belly is round, her hands are scarred from cooking, and she's learning to forgive herself. She's attending therapy with a counselor Ngozi connected her to. She's building something real. Then one evening, there's a knock at her door. She opens it. Chidi. He looks older, tired, but those kind eyes are the same. They stare at each other. I got your letter, he says quietly. Took me 6 months to process it. To understand that I love the version of you, but not the whole you. And that was my failure as much as yours. He looks at her belly. Is that mine? She shakes her head. No. But that doesn't matter, does it? He's quiet for a long moment. Can I come in? They talk for hours. Not reconciliation, not yet, but honesty. He admits his own privilege, how easy it is to judge survival when you've never had to fight for it. She admits her cowardice, her lies. They are both different people than they were. The question is whether those new people can build something together. Chidi doesn't propose again. He doesn't make promises. But he asks, can I stay? Not forever, just for now. I want to know the real you. She nods, crying. I'd like that. The story closes 3 years later. Ada's catering business is thriving. Her daughter is too, bright-eyed and loved. Chidi is there. They married quietly a year ago, not the fairy tale wedding his mother wanted, but something honest. His family has slowly come around, especially after Ngozi championed Ada fiercely. Blessing has resurfaced, sober and working at Ada's business. They are healing together. Ada does a motivational talk at a women's shelter, invited by an NGO. She tells her story, not all of it, but enough. She talks about shame, survival, and second chances. After, a young woman approaches her, crying. I needed to hear that. Thank you. Ada hugs her. You're going to be okay. I promise. As Ada drives home, her daughter babbling in the back seat, she thinks about the title people gave her story when the blogs picked it up, The Ashowo Married Better. She used to hate it. Now she understands. She didn't marry better because Chidi was wealthy or respectable. She married better because she became someone who could love and be loved honestly. The past doesn't disappear. But it doesn't define her either. If this story moved you, hit that like button and drop a comment telling me what you think. Should Chidi have taken her back? Could you forgive someone who lied like Ada did? And subscribe because I bring you real stories about real people every single week. Don't miss the next one.